Today feels like a great day for an action figure hunt. A few weeks ago, I went to this store in Canton, Ohio called Sir Troy's Toy Kingdom, and I didn't have a lot of time there, so I got tons of questions on that video about the types of figures that they carry. Hopefully on this trip, I'll be able to answer most of those questions. If you didn't see the last video, this is the largest independently owned toy store in Ohio, and they have all the standard stuff that you'd expect, like Marvel Legends, McFarlane, WWE figures, and tons of Lego. And with the exception of a few things in these sections that caught my eye, nothing notable really stood out to me, but I did end up snagging this Moon Knight because it's one of my favorite MCU shows. A lot of people asked about Mafex and SHF on that video, but I'm sad to say they don't seem to carry those brands. They do have some Mezco figures though, so I considered some of those, but I just don't think Mezco is really my thing. A lot of people asked about various anime figures, but all I could find were these 3 One Piece figures. People also asked about Star Wars, which they have plenty of, G.I. Joe, which I don't know anything about, so I'm not sure if this is a good selection or not, as well as Transformers, and it seems like they have a lot of different types of Transformers figures, including this Optimus Prime that was $1,000. Do y'all know anything about that or why it would be so pricey? They even had a handful of Godzilla figures, but the selection was limited. No Hot Toys, no DBZ, Gundam, Skylanders, or Bionicles, but they did have Mega Bloks, and that should round out all the questions I got about Sir Troy's. I hope that helps. After Sir Troy's, we discovered a place right down the road called Happy Pappys, which 10 out of 10 on the name and creepy logo. This store had a mix of some old and new stuff, and they had some of the things that Sir Troy's was lacking. These kinds of stores are awesome because you find a bunch of weird stuff, like this Frieza, which I actually own and showed in a previous video, but I didn't realize he came with a gun originally, which is just strange. They had a lot of throwback Ninja Turtles, Power Rangers, and Lord of the Rings stuff. Marvel Legends, of course, but they didn't have any of the pieces that I need for the Hulk Build-A-Figure. I almost snagged this Turtles in Time Raphael that was pretty cool, but instead opted for the Super 7 Raph because I already have a pixelated Raph from Loyal Subjects. So this was a pretty light figure hunt for me, but honestly, most of what I'm looking for right now are imports. I'd really like to buy my first Mafex, but I'm hoping for a store locally that I can visit in person to do that. So with that in mind, does anybody know of any stores in Northeast Ohio or Western Pennsylvania that sell things like Mafex and SHF? I haven't been able to find any, but it's kind of hard to search for something like that. So if anybody has any recs, please let me know.